As I mentioned earlier on, there was a spiritual curriculum which was established by the Sufi Sahib Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi in this country. And it consisted of, besides the teachings and the amal and this and that and whatever it is, it consisted of a system of management of our spiritual affairs, wherein priority was given to Iman and the halawa of our Iman and the sweetness of our Iman. And he established it through programs and through a movement whereby firstly, the Sufi Sahib Rahmatullahi Ta'ala established the celebration and observation of Mawlid. I want you to understand something. You know what is the Aqidah of Sufi Sahib? Wait, I want to clarify one thing here for the jurists. He established the Urs and the Shahada of Imam al-Hussein and the Shuhada Karbala, Panjatan Park and Ahlul Bayt. Okay, now I want to clarify one point. Milad we understand. Gyari Sharif we understand. Gharib Nawaz we understand. Hazrat Sheikh Ahmad Bashapir we understand. That is Nisbat with Rasulullah. Nisbat with Awliyaullah. Huzur Ghusul Azam, Gharib Nawaz, Qadri, Chishti. Right? Nisbat with Hazrat Sheikh Ahmad Bashapir, our local Waliullah. See, he's setting up a curriculum. Don't forget who's local first. But finally, and the cherry on the top, was the Sufi Sahib Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi's most focused function, was the greatest urs in the history of humanity. His greatest focus was the greatest urs in the history of humanity and the history of creation, because there's no other urs. Urs means time of wisal, when he's united with Allah. There's no other urs, there's no other wisal, there's no other function that can compare to the urs of Imam al-Hussein and Shuhada Karbala in the universe. Nobody else can claim that at the time of wisal, that a person, Rasulullah was right there. Nobody else can claim it. Only the one Ursi, which is Imam Hussein. Nobody else. And Shuhada Karbala. No other Urs. There's no greater Urs in the universe than the Urs of Imam al-Hussein and Shuhada Karbala. And Sufi Sahib Rahmatullahi Ta'ala didn't celebrate it for one day. He celebrated it for 10 days. And wallahi, he established a platform. He created a prop. Stage prop, and he created a stage and a backdrop, which we today call tazia. All it is a backdrop. It is a stage, is a platform where people who couldn't have Isal Sawab for Ahlul Bayt, right, in their homes, who couldn't read Quran properly, would come with their niyaz, because every lover knows that Ahlul Bayt are most important. So they would come there. Sufi Sahib, hamare liye, khud min, Prophet of Allah, khud min amwalihim sadaqatan tutahhiruhum wa tuzakkihim biha wa salli alayhim. By analogy, they would come to Hazrat, make dua. You know what, we also brought some niyaz for Karbala. To kya laye? Whatever they had in the house, they nariyal leke aage, thoda sa doodh leke aage. That's all they could afford. Hazrat was मैं फातिहा पढ़ लूंगा और ये इसका इसाले सवाब उनको अहले बैत को बख्श दूंगा. So he created the platform and he told them, there's the wasila of Ahlul Bayt. Those, when Allah wants to prove his deen, Allah who is mustaghni of everything, Allah is not in need of anything. Allah can send down one angel to destroy the people. He doesn't need to make mubahala. But Allah says, let me show what is the spiritual power of Ahlul Bayt in my eyes. So Allah said, فَقُلْ تَعَالُوا نَدْعُوا أَبْنَاءَنَا وَأَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَنِسَاءَنَا ثُمَّ mubahala ka matlab kya hai? To stand sincerely and make dua to Allah. Mubahala ka matlab hai that you make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you make a dua to Allah that if I am right here, Allah, then la'natullahi al-kadibin. And then you invoke the curse of Allah on the liar. You're making dua for yourself if you are a liar as well. You know what happened? You know the story. The Christian Najran said, bye. I'm seeing such faces coming in front of me. This is in Tafsir Ibn Kabir. Right? If these people ask Allah subhanahu, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah to move mountains from their place, Allah will move it. You know what the best part is? This Christian Najran never saw Hassan, never saw Hussein, never saw Ali, never saw Fatima. They never knew who they were. They didn't know they were Panjatan Park. They didn't know they were Ahle Bayt Rasul. They didn't know the Sayyida Shababi Ahlil Jannah. They just saw their faces. And they said, bye. Their faces that we see right now are so pure and so sacred that if they make dua to Allah, mountains will move from their places. From Tafsir Ibn Kasir, the hadith of Mustadrak Hakim is there, right? They move it. I ask you, if you got a mountain of a problem, if you have a mountain of a problem, and the Christians of Najran's opinion is that these Ahlul Bayt can move mountains with their du'as there, what should the Aqidah and the Iman of a Muslim be? Huh? What should the Aqidah and the Iman of a Muslim be? Huh? Now you know why we take out? You can take out a vow anywhere, anytime, any place. The vow is with Allah. Well, but if you bring that wasila which Allah used for His deen, Allah Himself used Ahlul Bayt as His wasila, as His means of putting kunu ansar Allah, become the helpers of Allah. That's what they became. Mushkil Kushai is in their blood. So what do you think Sufi Sahib did here for us? He created the platform, he created the backdrop, he created the prop, he created the stage. Come, all of you come to my Astana, every lover of Ahlul Bayt, come. And we will observe the martyrdom of Imam al-Hussein. Because I know, di nast Hussein, di panah hast Hussein, haqqa ke binae, la ilaha hast Hussein. Therefore you say, Imamo ki dosyaru deen. Historical fact, many people may not do this. The people who used to work in the sugarcane fields were not given off for Eid, Bakri Eid, Rabiul Awwal. They were not given a public holiday for religious observance. The only holiday that they were given off for was the 10th of Muharram al-Haram. And Sufi Sahib used to gather them. And he would keep in mind the urf, the custom, and keep it within the confines of Sharia. But he would allow the cultural traditions to continue, because this was a means of increasing love for Allah and Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt and safeguarding their iman. So be it. So be it. And this is the reality. And wallahi, this is what we are here for. If it's not for this Ahlul Bayt, this ummah, already you can see vast majority of it have already left Ahlul Bayt completely. Sufi Sahib created that balance, ummatan wasata, the middle ummah, which shows respect and utmost reverence for Ahlul Bayt, whilst at the same time maintain the utmost reverence and respect for the Sahaba Kiram Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, and not veering towards nasibiyyat in any way. This dislike for Ali and enmity for Ali. Sufi Sahib rahmatullahi ta'ala established, you know what he should do after Asr? Sufi Sahib rahmatullahi ta'ala used to have the niyaz every day, every single day for 10 days of Muharramul Haram. Hazrat Sufi Sahib would put the sharbat, you know, the sabil, they call it today, sabil, right, into the matka, into the clay pot, right, and they would give the loban dhoni. And Sufi Sahib from his house, from the makan, would to place it on his head and walk towards the Ashur Khana. Walk! You know, like sandal, walk towards the Ashur Khana. And Sufi Sahib rahmatullahi ta'ala would sing and he would read. And Hazrat Shah Muhammad Sayyid Sufi, I recorded him saying this. Sufi Sahib rahmatullahi ta'ala would say, E mu'mino afaq me aaya hai muharram. O believers, E mu'mino afaq, meaning in the spheres, in the heavens. Afaq means the moon has been sighted. E mu'mino afaq me aaya hai muharram. Shahka karo matam, shahka karo matam. Shahka karo matam. Abhi sab fatwe laga lenge. Hazrat Sufi Sahib ne kaha shahka ko matam karo. According to Sunni Sharia. Yeah. Shahka karo matam, shahka karo matam. Is maah mein mare gaye qibla do alam. In this month, is maah mein mare gaye qibla do alam. The qibla of both the worlds. Everyone is attention towards that. Is maah mein mare gaye qibla do alam. Shahka karo matam, shahka karo matam. Imagine what a scene that must have been. Imagine what a scene that must have been. When Hazrat Sufi Sahib used to walk every day, he's telling you, there's our deen. There's our deen. We are the khaq from the khaq of Abu Turab. That's where we are. Our lives and our hearts and souls. His sons inherited it. There are photographs, evidence, documentary evidence. His sons used to sit, you know, around the Tazia Sharif. Hazrat Shah Ghulam Hafiz Soofie would sit right there. My uncle, my grandfather, Hazrat Shah Ghulam Mustafa Arif rahmatullahi ta'ala told me this. He told me Hazrat Bhaijan Shah Ghulam Hafiz Soofie would sit right there by the Tazia and he'll compose a kalam, crying and weeping. 10 days they would spend just making the dhikr of Shuhada'i Karbala, Ahlul Bayt Ridwanullah alayhim ajma'in. You see, more than anything else, Hazrat Shah Ghulam Hafiz Soofie's kalams are only on Ahlul Bayt, only on Karbala. Why? Because they know what deen is. They know what deen is. They know what their father established. And this is what we are here for.
करो मातम शहका करो मातम मिलके पढ़े लब्बैक या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन लब्बैक या हुसैन